Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Emily and this is my channel, The Candle Nurse. Alright guys, happy New Year's Eve. I hope you guys have had an amazing week this far. You guys, it's the last day of 2024. I cannot believe how fast this year went by. This has been an amazing year for my family and our household. We are super blessed coming out with my YouTube channel, also with launching our vendor wax business, the TheCandleNurse handcrafted scented wax melts. So yeah, it's been a very amazing year. Why not end this day? I got off of work a little early today, so I thought why not end the year with a empties, my epic end of year empties video, the last one of 2024. I'm filming it on New Year's Eve. I'm hoping to have it up tonight. It may be like when everybody's sleeping, but we'll get this empties up for you. It's an epic candles. We have non-home fragrance items, and then I have wax. So that's kind of the way that I have been doing my empties videos. They tend to be pretty long because this is when I do my reviews of candles and non-home fragrance items and wax. Yeah, let's jump into it. I have a lot of candles to share with you. I did my last empties videos was an October empties video. This is going to be all of November and all of December up until today of what I've finished. So again, I'll say we'll start with candles and then we'll move into non-home fragrance empties and we'll end the video with wax melts, Scentsy, retail, vendor, that type of thing. All right, so let's just dive right in. We'll start with Candleberry. So I did a lot of crocking and a lot of candle lamps this go around, I think towards Thanksgiving and in December. I did a lot of utilization of candle lamps, which I have going right here, and candle crocks. I did some candles right from the get-go, and then a lot of them I would burn. If they started giving me trouble, I would put them either under the lamp or in a candle crock and see how they would perform that way. There was a lot that I used up a lot of the wax and then would crock it, and then what I did is started cleaning out my vessels. And so why do I do that? I don't know. I just felt like, I think, let's clean out the vessel. I get a good scent profile. And one thing I noticed when I cleaned out the vessel too is the leftover residual wax that you would see in here gives me a good idea of what the fragrance is. If I leave just the crocked wax in there, a lot of times the fragrance, especially on that top layer, is gone. If it had any sooting or problems while burning, sometimes that sooty smell would be in there. So I found that if I would melt it in the crock at the end and wipe out, I've been experimenting a little bit to get some of the fragrance to remind me for review. You'd think by this point, after a year, I would start to write things down, but I don't. So I have a pretty good memory, so we'll just go over what I have here. I don't really tell you where I burned it, but if I mixed it with another candle or in like the open concept, I'll tell you. But really with candles, I'm going to tell you about performance and some good, some bad, some really, really bad. And so we'll get into it. So the first candle I have for you is a Candleberry candle. This is in Marshmallow and Embers. This is your quintessential marshmallow Fireside from Bath & Body Works. Every candle company has one. This one is a single wick. It's a soy wax blend from Candleberry, and this is their large jar. This takes a long time to get through. I currently have a small vanilla crumb cake going in there, and although I lamped this for a little while and it was really, really, really strong under my candle lamp, I decided, I have another one of these, but these came with really short wicks out the gate. They have zinc core wicks that come into it, and you can't see it here because the wick is hiding somewhere in that wax, but this has a really short wick on it. And so instead of getting like a problem child, which I'll show you another Candleberry that I had a big problem with, I decided let's like lamp it and we'll pour off the layers. Well, I started lamping this one here in my room. It was way too strong. So what I did is I put this in the candle crock in my kitchen. For whatever reason, some like Yankee candles, and this has done this weird like crater in the middle. I'm not really sure why it does that. When it hardens with like a crater. But this is a soy wax blend. It's pretty, it's a harder soy wax blend, a lot like my wax melt, but if I sit and rub on it, it will, like, I can break through it. There's still some, I had this crocked, you guys, for over 2 weeks. So amazing. If you're loving a Marshmallow Fireside, the thing is their candles are kind of pricey. So this was a $25.99 and sometimes they'll do sales, not a lot. I went through a little kick with trying out Candleberry. They've got like your quintessential pink sugar from Aquilina. They have this one. They have the vanilla crumb cake, which is my favorite vanilla fragrance. So the fact is their scent oils are very, very strong. So crocking this, I got a really great performance. Lamping was way too strong in this master suite. So I'm taking a break from Candleberry because I'm trying to figure out, their quality is not the greatest on burn. They're single wick and they really do need 2 wicks. They have a metal core wick, and a lot of times it burns really hot, which is what it's needed for this type of wax ratio, whatever the wax makeup is for the soy wax blend. You need like a hot flame to get through it. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get through the collection I have because I'm not really repurchasing candles at the moment. And the ones that I do repurchase I'm trying to be very intentional about my purchases, especially for candles and reviewing, because I have a ton of candles to get through from Bath & Body Works, Cringle, Homeworks, and some luxury like Tom Ford, Nest candles that I really need to get through because I cannot imagine allowing myself to purchase any more of these types of candles unless there's something new that comes out. And Cringle's coming out with new stuff all the time, but I've been on a Cringle no buy for a while, and when I do my collection videos, you'll see why, just because I have too many. Bath & Body Works, you'd think I get a hint. The thing is with Bath & Body Works is they have stores you can go into, and you can they have a great exchange policy, a satisfaction guaranteed policy. As long as you haven't burned more than half the candle, they'll take it and let you switch it out. They have these sales where they have $10.95, you have a 20% off coupon, you're getting these candles for $8, $7 and some change. I think I'm trying to be more intentional about purchasing candles. I really want to do a Vellespa this in 2025. That's what I want to try out, a different version of Vellespa, and just being more intentional about the new candles coming out and reviewing new stuff. And then obviously getting through the collection I have. Anyway, I got totally sidetracked. I apologize. But anyway, I'm not repurchasing any Candleberry at this moment. I still have several large jars that I need to get through and a couple small jars that I need to get through. And so for that, no, I will not be repurchasing. But if I'm looking for some pink sugar, I mean, this outdid Bath & Body Works Marshmallow Fireside. I went through one and I'll tell you about it. This outperformed it. I guess it's worth looking into, especially if you're a melter, to getting these, especially for the fragrance throw. They do have wax melts, but let me forewarn you, their wax melts are 100% paraffin and they don't melt very well in Scentsy warmers. So you have to have really hot warmers to melt the wax from their wax melts. But this is a soy wax blend and it melts a lot easier in a warmer or a crock or candle lamp. So we did that one. Next up, I have the cookie jar from Candleberry. This was in vanilla crumb cake. Some of you are going to be wondering, like, holy cow, girl, you got through that really fast. Well, let me tell you, I never got through it. Unfortunately, this was a huge dud for me. I saw Melanie from Mr. Kong's mom. She had one of these cookie jar candles from Candleberry in the same scent. She was able to, like, it burned all the way down to to the end, where she was able to review it over several months. I mean, months and months is what she was reviewing it. And so I wanted to try that because it's my favorite vanilla fragrance. It's my favorite vanilla gourmand. It was a really great blender. I had an issue. This was 4 zinc core wicks. Sorry, this thing's going to be sliding around. There's no gasket on the lid. This is 160 ounces of wax, and it also was $159. You guys, the first couple of burns, it was wonderful, and it was strong but not cloying. It burned beautifully, and it mixed really well with all the fall, like, harvest leaves from Homeworks and all the fall goodness, pumpkin. This was perfect to blend with it. I got down, I don't think I got more than here when all of the wicks went out. They got extremely puny. I wasn't trimming them, but just a tiny bit of because the zinc core wicks that they have for Candleberry do develop, they're very hot flames normally, and you develop really heavy and big carbon balls on the top that you need to trim. So I would trim off the carbon balls, but I mean, I wasn't trimming like a lot of the length. And normally with the single wicks, it doesn't matter how much you trim, those things burn so hot. So you have to keep them shorter in order to keep the flame at bay. Not with this, you guys. They just like disintegrated, got extremely puny wicked and dirtied. There was I wasn't over burning it or anything, and it got like this layer right here full of sooty, murky wax, and the smell was not good. So I put it out. This was a dud for me. I won't be repurchasing the big cookie jar, it didn't do well. I expected it to burn better. I get better performance from burns out of their large single wicks. But what I did do is I did not waste the wax. The soy wax blend, I was able to put a butter knife into there, even on cold. That's why I said, even though it's a harder, I'm still able to kind of maneuver it. I was able to get out all the wax, and I will show you, sorry about the noise, the bags that I was able to create. So I was able to get 5.5 of these bags worth of wax. And I wanted to show you an example of what the wax was looking like at the top. So I don't know if you'll get a good view of this or not, but you'll see that layer. It's a good inch of discoloration, and you'll see that it became sooty and it was smelling weird. So what I did is, as soon as it cooled, I broke out all the wax that was left in there. I've got 5.5 of these bags. This was part of the deeper layer, so it's a very clean, I mean, it's like schmutzy, but I mean, it's candle container wax. But this, I will not throw out the wax. I've kept it because it is a beautiful blender. This is a better vanilla than Scentsi's Vanilla Buttercream. This is a really authentic, like, vanilla cake fragrance, and so it's a great blender whenever you need to smooth something out or add just a little bit of something sweet to something that might be a little too sharp. This is a great, so I saved all the wax. What I will do with the murky wax is I'll cut that off and toss that part, just because it smells like soot. Just keep the rest of it. So I just wanted to show you guys the experience I went through with the cookie jar. I love really, really big candles and really, really small candles. And so I'm not giving up on finding a big candle of something that I love that I could burn through. I thought that one was going to be a winner. It wasn't, but I am saving that cookie jar. I was just saving it for you guys so you could see what was going on with the performance of that. But yeah, I wouldn't repurchase, but the throw on the wax is so strong. It melts really well. So I could throw that in a candle crock, in a little jar, and it'll just throw, and it lasts a long time. So that wax is not going to go to waste. I'll use it up, but won't be repurchasing the jar. Next up, I have a Lonely Yankee candle in Cranberry Chutney. This is the second one of the season. I crocked this one in my kitchen, and it put off fragrance for 10 to 12 days. It still has a little bit left in it, but I just took it out because you had to walk up to it to smell it. This is the 100% paraffin from Yankee Candle. There was a sale at Walmart, I think, where they were on severely discounting these paraffin cranberry chutneys, and I hadn't found cranberry chutney in a while. So I picked up like 6 of them, and I have 4 left. There's 2 of the season, 2 that I use this season. I love cranberry fragrances. It's one of my favorite fall, winter fruit fragrances is the cranberry fragrance mixed with woods, cranberries mixed with like a pie crust, cranberry chutney where it's really jammy and just tart and delicious, what you would use like on your Thanksgiving turkey. But I love cranberry all fall and winter long. And so yeah, this was great in the crock. It put off a great performance for me in the crock. I bought an Illuma lid, so I'm gonna try burning a cranberry chutney. I don't know if I'll do it this season. I might, because I like cranberry as like a post-Christmas fragrance as well, along with some cooler, outdoorsy, fresh, ozone-y, cold air type fragrances. So I might burn one of these, because when you burn a paraffin candle from Yankee that is one of these jars, they're rated to go for like 120 to 135 hours. So it takes a while to get through one. It's a big commitment, but my husband just almost got through his Macintosh Apple, and he's had that for like months. And you could smell it. You could smell it. It was wafting out from his office into the hallway. And so I was like, ooh, I want to do some cranberry. So I think I'm going to light up another one, and then I'll have 3 for next holiday season. And I saw that they're bringing it out in their soy wax blend. And I think I have a soy wax blend version of cranberry chutney as well. So I think I'll just save that for another year, but do another paraffin, because I am trying to use up some of my paraffin candles from them. So that's the only Yankee that I have. Moving on, let's go into Bath & Body Works. I got through a ton of Bath & Body Works. The first one I got through is Mary Cookie. Mary Cookie is one that I got. This one, I think I purchased this one is a 2003. So I think I got this last season. I didn't buy one this season. I'm pretty sure I got this on like the SAS or I definitely got it for 70% off. I have one more in a blue jar that was poured, I think, in 22. And I had 2 of those, and I went through one and it had no scent. And so I just was like, I'm gonna light this one up, because over last year to this year, it smells pretty strong, like almost like the vanilla crumb cake. And so I burnt this one all the way down. I got it to like here. It was incredible, you guys. This one had the zinc core wicks. The only thing was the wicks were placed kind of out close to the outer edge, so I really had to watch the candle, but it burned like a dream and it never got puny wicks, and I did get a really great vanilla scent. I've heard that the Merry Cookie from this year is a dud, but look at the cute little lid on this. This one was a $24.95 candle, fresh baked cookie, sparkling sugar crystals, rich vanilla. And it was really good. Great blender, good ambiance. I did this on like leading up to Christmas, the week of Christmas Eve and Christmas, because it was in the middle of the week. And I blended it with Under the Christmas Tree in My Perfect Christmas. So it was really great, and I got a good performance, but I've heard it's inconsistent and a lot lighter than it used to be. So because of that, I probably will not repurchase Merry Cookie in the future. I will stick with using up my vanilla crumb cake. All right, the next candle we got through, and that was this month, is 'Tis the Season in this beautiful burgundy type jar. I burned it and then crocked it. So this one is Rich Red Apple, Sweet Cinnamon, Cedarwood. This is just a really perfect Christmas fragrance. This one, My Perfect Christmas, and I love Under the Christmas Tree. Those are kind of my quintessential Christmas candles. So I like to do one a season, and it looks really weird because I put it in the crock. This one had a really poor burning performance. The strength and throw on it was a 7 out of 10. In my open concept, I have vaulted ceilings, so it was a great thrower. It burned about 2 times well, and then it punied out, and it just like the wicks disintegrated. This is one from 2023. This is last year's. So I put it in the crock in my kitchen, and it smelled amazing. There's something about the cinnamon and cedarwood that gives me My Perfect Christmas vibes. You don't get any tree in this, so it's apple. You get that sweet cinnamon and cedarwood. I think those are similar notes that are in My Perfect Christmas, but you have the tree note in My Perfect Christmas, which gives it a little bit of a difference. But this one's more cinnamon forward and apple, like animal. This is apple cinnamon forward, and you get a little bit of the woodsiness, like a cinnamon bark, the cinnamon pine cones, the potpourri that you smell when you go into a craft store. But yeah, so I end up crocking and then cleaning out the vessel. But see, I got a really great performance on the bottom where I can tell you guys, because the fragrance is still kind of living at the bottom of the glass. That one, I would totally repurchase. I feel like I need one a year. Next up is the Bath & Body Works Marshmallow Fireside. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place, guys. This is another 2023 candle that I got last year. This is Toasted Marshmallow, Smoldering Woods, Fire Roasted Vanilla, Crystallized Amber. I felt like Marshmallow Embers from Candleberry did a better job when I warmed it. This was good. It wasn't very strong. I had it in my open concept where the Candleberry Marshmallow and Embers, like you could smell it across the house in the crock, where this one, burning, it was okay. It was a good blender. It was a background scent. It's not giving me the like oomph that I need out of the Bath & Body Works candles. I'm missing that. I haven't burned a lot from 2024 that they've poured, so I don't know how 2024 candles are going, but it just seems like every year Bath & Body Works candles are getting lighter and lighter. There's been a couple that outdid themselves that I'll go over, but I remember back when I first bought Bath & Body Works candles, and I would save them. I only had like a stash of like 3 or 4, and I would just save them for a rainy day, and I would literally burn them for about 2 hours, just enough for them to pull out and put it out because it was so strong. I don't know if it's this house that I live in that makes it really hard to scent. I'm in Arizona, so we constantly have air going. Does that make it hard to scent? I don't know, but this was a nice background. I would say 5 out of 10. I love Marshmallow Fireside, but I have a couple more in my stash. I just don't know if I'm gonna keep buying it as a candle if this is like the type of performance, because what I will do is just, I have the oils to make wax melts. And the nice thing about wax melts is putting it in warmers all over the house, you get like all the scent all over the place. So what I might do with my other candles when I'm feeling the need for some Marshmallow Fireside or like a marshmallow woodsy type fragrance is melting down these candles and making them into melts, and then melting them all over my house, or putting like a few in the candle crock and just letting it roar and seeing if I can get a better performance out of it. I love to burn candles. That's like my thing. So I do love to buy candles to burn them. But with my stash of all the candles that I have, I think that, you know, I need to use up what I have. And so if I make them into melts, that I might get a better performance out of it. So anyway, spending a long time on that. I love the fragrance. I just want it to perform better. So because of like my handling of fragrance and making my own fragrance, I'm starting to see the quality behind it and seeing where the money's going. So I really want to put my money where I'm going to see quality. Again, Bath & Body Works is easy. There's one 5 minutes down the street from me. I love that store and the people that work at it. I get to, you know, it's easy access to get candles. So instead of buying repeats, my goal is to try new ones. So I may not pick up any more because I still have 2 Marshmallow Firesides that I can get through next year. All right, next up I have, Cranberry Woods. This is the first year that I tried Cranberry Woods. In my October empties, I did have a single wick that I had that was a tester for wallflowers, and it performed beautifully in my office space that I was in at the time that I was recording. In the other office space. This is the 3-wick version from 2024, and it performed beautifully. So I lied. This is a 2024 candle, and I did go through it. This is Tart Cranberry Cinnamon Bark Forest Cedar. This one and Frosted Cranberries I'm obsessed with, and I didn't realize how many people love this fragrance. I just waited and waited on it, and I only got one, and I wanted more to enjoy, but I have the cranberry chutneys. And I have some other iterations of cranberry from Bath & Body Works. Like their cranberry and gala apples or gala apples. And so I was really sitting and I was like, no. And I went through this in November. It's a November candle for me. And it was incredible. And this isn't a wraparound. This is actually the color of the vessel. So again, I burned it. It burned like a dream all the way down to the wick clips. It wasn't sooty. It didn't really soot my glass. Maybe just a little bit, but not too bad. It was clean. I took the rest of it and crocked it and got another like day and a half out of it. It wasn't very much wax left on this one. It went all the way down and then I wiped it out clean. Just a beautiful gold lid. I love this style of labeling and I love just the really simple colored vessel. So that's definitely a repurchase. I just didn't realize how popular it was, you guys. And it sold out like that. That and Frosted Cranberry. Frosted Cranberry had just come out and it went like so quick, you guys. Missed out on it. Next year, I hope they bring it back. It's so popular. Okay, next up, I did a tree scent iced winter balsam. This one was from 2023. Frozen eucalyptus, sugared pine, fresh balsam. Cute little packaging here. This one, the vessel was a little bit wonky. I think this is one I bought online, but it doesn't sit flat. It like moves around a little bit. This one was awful. It was beautiful for like the first half, but I ended up not crocking this because I wanted to show you guys what happened. It did the really murky sooty, and I did not overburn these. And in fact, I actually tried to save it a couple of times by like cotton balling, like just like a thin top layer to clear out some of that wax to see if those wicks would take, and they didn't do well. It's a beautiful fragrance. I love this take where it has the balsam, sugared pine, frozen eucalyptus, but there is something citrusy about this one. There's a lemon note in this one that makes it stand out on its own, and so I really enjoyed this one at the beginning of December to kind of get us in the mood for Christmas. And it's one that, it's iced winter balsam. It's one that I would reburn or have another candle to do like in the winter time. So we're talking about early December through early February. I love a great outdoorsy tree fragrance. This one's really fresh. It's not offensive. It's not overly aggressive. And that citrus in there makes it really light and bright. So it smells like you're kind of in the mountains with cold air. And the eucalyptus isn't overly powerful either. It's not like super minty or anything like that. So I would like to get this candle again. I'm trying to think if I bought it in Candle Day. I don't think so. I think I skipped over it, but it was a really cute packaging with Christmas cider and sugar cookie. And I really wanted to get it, but because I had such a poor performance on this one, I was like, nope, we're going to skip it. I have 2 fresh balsams under the Christmas trees, my own wax, like too much Christmas tree that I held off, but now that I can give it like a really good review and in-depth smell, it's totally one that you can melt or burn throughout the whole winter, not just like keeping it to a Christmas candle. And this also would be like a great Christmas in July type fragrance where you pull out and do like an iced winter balsam in July, because it is got a little bit of the cooling effect from the eucalyptus without being overly minty, if that makes any sense. I would get this again. I hope that it never burns like this again. I think because I tried to save it really what I should have done is as soon as I see the puny wicks, I should put it in like a lamp or a crock or melt it down and do wax melt so I can get the fragrance all over. But I would get that fragrance again. I think it's worthy. For Halloween, this is one that I didn't finish. This is my 3 Halloween candles. I didn't finish them until the beginning of November, so they weren't my October's empties. But this one is Vampire Blood, and I thought this packaging was super cute, and I love the lid, you guys. I'm thinking I'm gonna save these lids. I don't know how to air them out so it doesn't smell like Vampire Blood, but I think these lids are super cute and very festive for Halloween time, so I think I'm gonna save them for other candles. But this is Vampire Blood. Blood Red Strawberry, Midnight Blooming Jasmine, Dark Transylvanian Plum. I like this. Out of this one or Ghoul Friend, this is the one that I really like. I'm trying to remember why I crocked it. I think because I started this a little too late in October. I don't think I was having issues because if you can see where the wicks are, those wicks were burning fine. They weren't puny or short or anything like that. And this wax is not discolored by any means. So I think I was getting a good burn, but I think because I was wanting to push into more fall fragrance like pumpkins and stuff like that, that I really wanted to get through this. So I think I stopped it at the halfway mark and crocked it in the kitchen and got like a good amount of time out of it. So I really enjoyed that. And I would pick up a Vampire Blood again for Halloween. The one that I did not like, and this one still is full of fragrance. I could not do it, my family. It was too cloying. I don't know why I don't like it, but this is Ghoul Friends in the same year, same packaging from 2023. Cute lid. This is Dark Strawberries, Ghostly Peony, Spine Chilling Citrus. I thought I would love this one. This one went originally in the candle lamp. I put it in like a low wattage candle lamp, you guys, in the hallway from my garage. This thing was everywhere. It was in bathrooms. You could smell it. You could taste it. It was so strong. It was like 10 out of 10. Strength and throw under that lamp. I mean, it's too much. And what I mean too much is this is a clean layer and I couldn't do it. I can't do it. I don't know why I don't like it. Oh, it's weird. It's weird to me because I love plum. There's no plum in it. That's why. So it's just strawberries, peony, and citrus. I don't know why. I think maybe it's the strawberries is kind of artificial. The fruit in here is very, very artificial. And the floral note in it. I used to think that I couldn't smell the peony, but I don't know. I don't like it. This is all good wax, and we decided to sacrifice it and be done. I couldn't do it. So no to that, and I wouldn't repurchase that fragrance. I just cannot do it. But one that we loved is Pumpkin Carving from 2023. Look at the iridescent packaging, super cute. This one was a banger. Sorry for the dust. This is from 2023. Freshly carved pumpkin, spiced pumpkin seeds, smooth brown sugar. I love this one. Again, I was burning it and then I decided that it was burning so strong. So this was another 10 out of 10. It was really strong in one area of the house. And so I'm not sure why I put it in the crock. No, this one was good. It was good, but I wanted more from it. So I put it in the kitchen crock, and it's so crazy because it lived in the crock for 14, 15 days. It could have went another week. There's still fragrance in this, but at some point I wanted to start moving on to different fragrances. So again, you can tell with these wicks, there was no issue with the burn, but I think I wanted to melt certain fragrances in my warmers along with this. So I just put it in the candle crock and it went for 2 weeks, over 2 weeks. And this was a good 9 out of 10. It gave the house such a beautiful fall spice, pumpkin, sweetness, sweet goodness that went with the vanilla crumb cake like very well. I would definitely repurchase this, and it's a great melter. I'm thinking of, yeah, I would repurchase it to burn, but also like get a backup that I can make melts out of so I can melt it all over. That was really good. Okay, so I have an Under the Christmas Tree from 2023 and the cute glass lid that it came out in last year. This is Fir Balsam, Juniper Berries, Vanilla Eggnog, and Sage Leaves. This is my favorite Christmas tree fragrance, but it got the puny wicks and started getting really murky. So I took it out and we put it in the candle crock where it lived its life through the week of Christmas, and then I took it out. I do have one more of these, and I have the Perfect Christmas still. So I might just, honestly, I might just save those. They might just be my decorative candles, so I may not ever burn them or melt them, but just use them as decorative candles. If I feel like I want to get the fragrance oil out of them, I might just crock them, but I like the how decorative they are with the red and green. I put them like on my big like Stephen King library case that I have. I like to put them up there together, this one and My Perfect Christmas. And what I did is I just bought on Candle Day a My Perfect Christmas and burned that and kept the decorative packaging. So anyway, yeah, that's good. I would get it again. I just thought the performance was okay, and it started getting the puny wick syndrome. I wish it wouldn't, but you know, it is what it is. All right, next up I have Palos Santo. And this was a cool little vessel. I can't remember what like collection this was, but this is from early 2023. Palo Santo wood, warm amber, soft musk, the white barn. This was such a pretty vessel. So we burned this all the way down in my husband's office. This was his candle. And then he had like a little bit left over. So I put it in the crock and then wiped it out. I just love Bath & Body Works Palo Santo. It's my most favorite wood fragrance, and it's kind of creamy. It's woodsy. Hint of smoke going on there, but it's beautiful. And I love how they've taken that Palo Santo and mixed it with vanilla and also mixed it with sage. What's the other one? There's one that Sarita from Coffee and Candle says that they should mix Palo Santo with, and she named it. Is it Palo Santo Sands? I can't remember what she was saying to mix it with next, and it was going to be incredible. If any of you guys watch her channel and you know what I'm talking about, let me know down in the comments, because I cannot remember what she said, but I thought it was such a great idea. Anyway, I would totally purchase their Palo Santo again, and I have a bunch of the Palo Santo vanillas. Next up, I finished a signature collection, Vanilla Romance. This is Fresh Cardamom, Vanilla Absolute, Captivating Woods. Again, another 2024 candle, and it burned like a dream. I literally crocked the last little bit because it smells like the best perfume. If you've gotten Seven Virtues perfume, there's Vanilla Woods and Amber Woods. This is like a good in-between fragrance. So I have a bunch of the body care and perfume, little mini perfumes and spray of this fragrance because I feel like it's very luxurious and a great dupe that Bath & Body Works did. And I really hope they keep this one around. It's one of my new favorites, but I do have a backup of this one, and it smells incredible. One of the best body care candles out there. And this is a good small space bedroom fragrance. So it did well here in my bedroom, which is not the biggest space, but this is the master suite. And this one did, I mean, I'd have to put it out after 3 hours. We would say it was a good 7.5 to 8 in this space. So great fragrance for here. I would do it in the open concept too, but some people are weird about like body care fragrances in open concept. But yeah, I kept it in here because I'm very selfish and I loved it. Next up, we have a candle that my daughter burned, the Perfect Autumn, and this is Fresh Cranberry, Spiced Pumpkin, Crisp Apple, Rich Clove. This is another favorite and another take on cranberry that I love. I bought this, it was a 2024, so I'm lying, I have 2024 candles in here, but my daughter asked for this one. She took it, she burned it, and she ended up developing puny wicks about a little over halfway. So I crocked the rest of it. She was good. She turned it off before it made it all murky. I crocked it for the rest of the fragrance and wiped it out. I would definitely repurchase that. The thing is, there's more cinnamon spice in this with the clove and cinnamon than there is cranberry, but I think it gives it like a great, it's kind of like a nice introduction to fall type of candle for me. Next up is one of my most favorite and like the best new candle of 2023, which is Bath & Body Works The Perfect Winter, and it came out this year as the Frosted Forest. It's the same exact, it just was repackaged. This is Winter Pine Needles, Frosted Eucalyptus, Icy Peppermint. This candle I've talked about before. There's like no wax in here. It is incredibly strong. You get the eucalyptus, you get the peppermint, you get the tree. But the tree note in here is not offensive. It's very smooth out. So I feel like there's vanilla in here. There's got to be some vanilla or some type of white chocolate fragrance or like a cocoa, because this candle is incredible. As it continues to burn, it continues to change and gets stronger. So I feel like this is a candle that develops about 1/4 of the way in. You've got to give it a little bit of time because it's kind of like your icy peppermint type fragrance. And then as it gets about 1/4 of the way in, you start to get, it comes alive and you get a little bit of that tree. And there's like some type of sweet vanilla cocoa. It's not chocolate per se, but it just, there's something really divine about this candle. It is very perfect. And I think I have 2 more of these Perfect Winters and then one of the Frosted Forest. And I would definitely repick this up again. I think they should have kept it as the Perfect Winter. I liked the concept of it. The color of the wax was like this icy blue, icebreaker blue type fragrance. But yeah, love this fragrance, you guys. I would definitely repick this up. This was an 8 out of 10 in my open concept. Loved it. Next up we have, oh, I did 2 of these. One is in the White Barn packaging. The other is in the Bath & Body Works like half label packaging, and that is pumpkin apple. These are ones that you've just got to do. I did this first one. It was this maroon colored wax. This is Red Delicious Apple, Fall Pumpkin, Fresh Ground Cinnamon, and Clove Buds. This is one of my favorite fall fragrances. It's quintessential. It's a must-have. You got to have at least one. These are all, I think, 2023 candles that I didn't get to last year, so I didn't buy any more this year, but I wanted to get through what I have. And I believe I sold one of these pumpkin apples and I had 2 of these. So this one was a dream. It burnt all the way down. It wasn't really sooty or anything like that. And it went down to the wick clips, and I crocked the rest to get a little bit more of that fragrance out. No, I lamped it. I lamped it in here. I lamped this one to get a little bit more of the fragrance out and cleaned out the vessel. And it's heavenly and definitely a repurchase. The second, pumpkin apple got puny on me. It's got these weird disintegrating wicks. Made it to about the halfway point and caught it before it turned the wax any discoloration, and just put the rest of it in the crock and let it live its life. And I would repurchase that because I feel like it's one of my favorites. This is the first time I've had this candle, but this is from last year. Pumpkin Spice Latte. This is pumpkin spice fresh espresso and whipped cream. This is a 2023 candle. This was good. It was good. It was a nice coffee fragrance, very light. This one was light from the get-go, so I put it in the crock right at the beginning of, I would say, fall. I did this in October, and and I left it in the crock and forgot about it. So this one was finished up in October. It was good. I love pumpkin spice latte, and I love this is the type of coffee fragrance that I can do. I don't need it to be cloyingly sweet, but I love that there's some fall spice going on with this, and you got a little bit of that cream going on, and the espresso's not too bitter, not too strong like Paris Cafe. This was very light, so I don't think I'll repurchase that one. It didn't perform great. And then a couple more Bath & Body Works ones. We have Tree Farm. My daughter burned this one in her room, and she got down to this point and said she was done with the tree fragrance. It got a little bit of soot going on. Burn. This is Crisp Pine Needles Warm Cedar Spiced Apple. I did do this one in the crock, and it's not my favorite tree scent, so I won't repurchase that one. I love Under the Christmas Tree and Fresh Balsam more. We have a single wick here in Leaves. I'm not really sure what happened here. Oh, I know what happened. Okay, this was a terrible burn. The scent note is Golden Nectar, Red Apple, Clove Spice. I used to be the biggest fan of Leaves, and I think I still have a 3 wick of it. It's okay to me. It's one of those ones that maybe you do once a season or once every other fall season. Some people love it, but I feel like it needs to be blended with something. It's very spicy and sweet. This one was from 2023. It burned terribly. The wick is off-centered, and so it only burned towards the label all the way down, and the back, it was tunneled really, really bad. So when it got to this point, tunneled, I ended up just putting this under my lamp in my room and let it kind of level out till there wasn't a lot of fragrance left, and called it a day. So that's Leaves. I saw that they have some mason jars for sale at Bath & Body Works. I really hope they go back to mason jars. I like it better than these candles. Even though you get an ounce more, they don't perform as well as the mason jar. I don't know if that's just a me thing or... And the last Bath & Body Works candle that I got through in 2024 was Felis Navidad. This is Champurrado. This was from 2023 with the cute lid, and unfortunately I was so excited to save this, but I think I chipped the lid. I got a little chip in it. Spiced Mexican chocolate, masa, caramel piloncillo, steamed milk, and this was a $32.95 candle. It was cute. I love that it was paying, my husband's Hispanic. We love the culture, and I love that it's really Christmassy, but it also has the Mexican flag colors, and just a cute candle. This was great. I like hot cocoa and cream better, so I have a wallflower in this, but I have one more left of this version, but I didn't pick it up again this year because I love hot cocoa and cream, and this one has a little bit more of the Hispanic spice going on with it, and we do love it in real life, but I like hot cocoa and cream better, so I don't think I would repurchase this one. That's it for those. Let's jump into some of these small candles. So I did burn a teak candle, and I'm not even going to pretend to pronounce that. And there's no scent notes either. This is from 2022 from the Advent calendar. This one, it was one of their like limited edition seasonal ones. And this one burned all the way down to the wick clips as a bathroom shower candle. And this one is literally just like a bonfire fragrance. There's nothing more to it. It's just like a fiery embers bonfire fragrance. Burn your house down type of smoke. So you really don't need anything bigger than this size. Wouldn't repurchase because diptyque candles are super expensive and their quality is not great. The scent is good, but their flames are super dangerous. They are super, super high and super smoky. And you'll see in this next one what I'm talking about. So this one is Sapin, which is tree in French. I know that one. This one was burning so smoky and you won't be able to tell, but the wax was doing something very weird. It looked like bumpy. It was like coming in on itself, so it almost looked like fingers coming out from the sides. It smelled too strong, and it's a tree scent that's really off-putting. I didn't like it. So I turned it off, and I put it under my candle lamp, and about a half hour later, I turned it off, and I couldn't do it anymore. So we're getting rid of that. I don't recommend for myself. I think it's a very off-putting tree fragrance. It's not like an authentic with dirt or anything like that. There's something really cologne-y about this fragrance, like people would wear it and smell like Christmas tree, but it just gave me a headache right out the gate. And normally I don't get headaches, so I wouldn't repurchase that myself. And diptyque's way too expensive. I have, I think, one bigger candle of vanilla that's like a smoked vanilla that I will burn through, but we will get through those in 2025. Next up, I got through a Daylight in Cringle candles, Arum and Evergreen. What I would do, I know this is on sale too, what I would do to get some of these candles, but I'm really, when you see my collection videos, you're gonna be like, no girl. Okay, this is amazing. This is a really gorgeous Christmas scent. I don't have these scent notes, but honestly, this could be an all year round, but this is a great winter blend. And I love the graphic. I think it's very luxurious and elevated, which this fragrance is. I don't know how to explain it. I don't have the scent notes, but it's blended very beautifully. It smells cold, like you're getting the essence of chill, of cold, maybe snow. You've got the window open during it's snowing, not like a blizzard where the wind's blowing, but just like it's falling very beautifully. And you have some really nice home fragrance going on in the background. A little bit feminine to me. I love this one. I would get this big candle. And this little Daylight, I could smell it in my room. Now, this is a paraffin wax. This is the only, their Daylights are not 100% soy. It's the only non 100% soy version that they carry. I don't know if this is a soy wax blend or if this is just their paraffin, but it's definitely not soy. The fragrance does carry better than I think the soy does carry because soy is very light in my house. That smelled so good. I love that one for sure. Next up is another Daylight in Cozy Cabin. Now I have a big mercury candle of this one and I told myself I was gonna burn it and I didn't. So I burned the Daylight. Incredible. Would repurchase this in their big 4-wick that they have coming out, but I've got to use up what I have. This one's a sweet, woodsy, chocolatey, very cozy type fragrance. It's warm. It's like you have like a warm hot chocolate and you're sitting by a fire. Yeah, that's good. It's not quite like Marshmallow Fireside, but it's kind of giving me that vibe of you're in a cabin in the woods during the winter. You have a nice warm cup of hot cocoa or even like a coffee mocha. Yeah, and you're bundled up with like a cashmere sweater and a blanket, drinking that cocoa by a fire. I don't know. That's my experience with that. All right, so next up I did a Daylight of Cranberry, and I have that finishing up. I burned it all the way down till where I was comfortable. Cringle has, basically, I've just come to the conclusion that when you burn them all the way down, the wicks move. And so I burn it to a certain level, and then I put it under the candle lamp instead of crocking to get the rest of the fragrance out, and it's performed beautifully. Cranberry is probably, I'm a cranberry girl, one of my most favorite Cringle candles now to date. There's something about this one. It's juicy, it's tart. There's a little bit of a green note. You've got cranberry, so it's probably a little bit of like an herbaceous, herbal rosemary or thyme type of fragrance. It's gorgeous. I would burn that all year round. I love this in the Daylight in my bathroom. It lasts for a good part of the day, all the way down, and performed beautifully. And the soy wax candle burned beautifully with no problem. So I would definitely pick that up again. And then I did a Daylight of Candy Cane Cashmere from Country Candle line from Cringle. Love this one too. This is just a, I I don't know what's cashmere about it, but it's just like a beautiful white chocolate and peppermint, buttermint type fragrance. There's a little bit more sophistication to it and complexity, but I don't know that there's any cashmere in here. Maybe if you put like the snowflakes in cashmere, the cashmere cream type oil, that might be what's in there, because maybe there's a little bit of sandalwood going on. Yeah, it's good. And I still have a small 2-wick of this, so I would repurchase it, but I have one to get through. And then lastly, from their Daylights, I used Cozy Christmas Up, and I love this one. This one is the one that reminds me of like a mix of 'Tis the Season, and Holiday from Bath and Body Works, Holiday Candle from Nest, a mix of Winter from Bath and Body Works. There's like a mix of all of those. There's like your cinnamon, clove, a little bit of tree note. It's like, it reminds me of 'Tis the Season. So I burned that one down, and I'm not really sure what happened, why the wick looks like that, but I think I might have melted the rest of it because it was so good. I would buy this one in a candle too. I don't have one of these in a bigger size, but I will probably, if it comes out next year, purchase one. If I can get through my candle collection, whittle it down, right? So I can enjoy new stuff. Another one from Cringle is Cashmere and Cocoa. So this is one of my favorites. I love this one. I burned it down to where I was comfortable, and then I just melted the rest. This is a Marshmallow Fireside, but let me tell you something. This one's better than Marshmallow Fireside. This one reminds me of Homeworks Marshmallow Woods. There's a sophistication to this one and a complexity of there's like a sandalwood, cedarwood, marshmallow, toasty, roasty, toasty marshmallow in this one. Where Marshmallow Fireside and the Marshmallow Embers from Candleberry, it's, you know, it's like your straightforward Marshmallow Fireside, where this has a little bit more going on with it that drives me to it. I was very obsessed with Homeworks Marshmallow Woods, and this gave me the same vibes as that, which to me was a more luxurious step up type of a Marshmallow Fireside fragrance. There's more complexity to this fragrance than just your Marshmallow Fireside. Either that, or they're using more quality or premium oils in their candles. I definitely would buy this one in a bigger version. I think out of all of them, the Candleberry did good warming, but I would buy this because Cringle does sales, and like right now these are $13, and so you can also get them in the wax melts too, which is really cool. All right, this is a candle that I got off of Mercari, and I was really excited to try it. I do have it in a country candle 2-wick, small 2-wick. This is Wishing for Christmas, cookies, vanilla, sugar cane, and pine. This was they gave it to me for like $6. They melted it or they burned it, and what they did like 1 burn or 2 burns. It wasn't as far down as this. I put this under a candle crock and took off the top layer because I was trying to get some more fragrance out of it. But it was literally to right here that she burned it down. So maybe 1 burn, and she cut the wick too short. And so it was like unburnable. So she added it to one of the orders I had last year, or end of 2020. No, it wasn't end of 23. Maybe it was like mid to end of 2023. She added this candle on for me for like cheap, like $6. I thought to myself, I was gonna try to melt down the top layer and like pull it off so I could burn this candle, because this is their Mercury candle jar that they did not come out with this year. This is from last year. But it's a great fragrance, but it was super light in the crock. And so I don't know if it's just the way that it was stored. And I can still smell it on here, but it gave us like a nice background scent in the crock, but it didn't perform very well in the crock. And I really would have loved the ambiance that the Mercury jars give us when we are burning these types of candles. But I do have this Mercury jar in Cozy Cabin that I'm gonna do next year. But yeah, it wasn't the best. I do have the 2-wick country candle that I'm gonna burn next year, that I would maybe even consider burning, I think in January. Yeah, it was good. It's the pine. The pine isn't really thrilling me. You have the cookies, the vanilla, it is very sweet, and then the pine. But I heard this is like a really great Christmas blend, so I am tempted to repurchase it again. But I'm gonna get through the 2-wick country candle lit and see what it does. But yeah, this was such a beautiful jar. I wish I could have burned that. And this is one of my most favorite fragrances from Cringle. This is Cherry Chai, and they generally put this on sale for really cheap. Right now it's gone back up. No scent notes on this one, but this is a deep, seductive cherry, and the chai in here is it's in the background. You have a warm, creamy cherry chai. I mean, it's exactly what it says, but the chai is not overly spicy. It's not hitting me in the face. You get this really seductive, deep cherry. I'm a Tom Ford Lost Cherry girl, and so this isn't Lost Cherry at all, but it gives me that type of vibe as far as the deepness and the sensual backing of the cherry that they used in here. And it's got a little bit of spice, a little bit of kick into it. Very seductive, very beautiful, performed very well. This was an 8 out of 10 in my bedroom. This is probably the third cherry chai I've gone through. I don't have any more, but again, I'm not making any Cringle orders, but I would repurchase this one in a heartbeat. I love that one. All right, you guys, we're gonna finish up candles. We're an hour in. We're gonna finish up the candles in for Homeworks, and then we'll be done with candles, and we'll move on to the non-home fragrance items. So, okay, we have a candle here in Mold Berry Cobbler. This was the 4-wick 18 ounce mold berries, raspberry jam, spiced maple cobbler crust. This was gorgeous. It burned well into the end, and then the wicks kind of did their own little thing at the end when I was letting it do its last burn. It's like to here. Beautiful label. I love Harry Slacken's labels, and I love this candle. This was a great candle. It did a great performance. We'd call it like a 6.5 out of 10 in my open concept, which things can get very cloying for me very quickly. So I thought that this was beautiful. It was a great fall Thanksgiving candle that we put on, and I would definitely repurchase that. Next up, we have the Big Mama. I did the 50 ounce Harvest Leaves candle. And this one was great. Spiced pumpkin, mandarin, cranberry for balsam applewood. I still have an 80 ounce version of this. And so I've already gone through an 18 ounce 4-wick. I've gone through the 50 ounce. I thought this would get me to the end of December, but it didn't. It took me through the beginning of December. So all of November to beginning of December. Made it to Thanksgiving on its last burn. Burned well, you guys. I don't believe I had to do any saving of this candle. The wicks stayed upright for me. It's got a little bit of the schmutz, which is fine. It tunneled a little bit in the beginning, but I just listened to Melanie from Mr. Kong's mom and just let it do its thing, because as it reached its halfway point here, it totally caught up with itself and burned beautifully. I would buy this in truckloads. I love this fragrance. I'm going to keep the vessel for what? I don't know yet. This is one of my favorite fragrances from Homeworks. Next up, in the beginning of November, we did Cozy Weekend. This is a 4-wick 18 ounce. This is Cozy Woods Roasted Almond, Clover, Honey, and Vanilla. I have one more of these and I would buy this again. This performed beautifully in my open concept. We got a 7 out of 10 performance, a beautiful, beautiful background fragrance. Sweetness, fallness, coziness, like it's true to its name. It was a white wax that burned all the way down. It started getting kind of sooty at the end, but beautiful candle. It went to put itself out. You see the wick clips at the bottom. A little bit of wax left over. Even though there's some soot in here, I can smell the deliciousness of the vanilla and the honey gourmand goodness mixed with the woods. This is definitely a keeper and a repurchase, but I have one more, so I'm lucky. I'm gonna go through it in January. It's a great January fragrance. For sure, I thought I'd get through more of these, but I only did one this season. I still have 4 more left of Hot Cider Donut. It took everything in me to not get the big 80 ounce from Homeworks, because I'll tell you what, I love the big candles, but I have like 4 more. I'm like, that is the big candle, you know what I mean? So I got to get through what I have, but this one burned pretty well to the end and gave us a delicious performance, 8 out of 10 in my open concept. Hot Cider Donut is one of my favorite fragrances, probably the best donut fragrance I've ever smelled. Harvest apple, cinnamon sugar, vanilla bean, spice cider. It's authentic. It's done well. Beautiful candle. This was a 2023 pour. Definitely pick that up again. I've got backups. And then lastly, for candles and of Homeworks, I did a Woodling Cranberry. And this is one that I had my eye on for a long time last year, and I finally picked it up for like $16.99 when they had a big sale. I love this fragrance. It just was very light. So this is ripe cranberry, red currant, dark plum, cashmere woods, all the favorites. This would have done really well here in my it probably would have given me a good 7 out of 10 here in my bedroom. But I had it out in the open concept because a lot of these labels that Harry has on his candles, they're so beautiful when you let them light up with the flame. And so I had it out there during the Christmas season. It gave us a nice ambiance of probably 5 out of 10, 5.5 out of 10 in the background. But you have to remember, I pour wax in my house, you guys. I have home fragrance going all the time. And I'm usually blending candles. So I usually have things burning together with one another and they have to play nice. So it is like good to have I would purchase this again just specifically to burn it here in my bedroom. I don't do a lot of the 4 wicks here in my bedroom because they tend to be too strong. But this one was a light performer and would have done fine in my bedroom. So I would repurchase it for that fact, but I've got to get through the rest of my candles. I've repeated myself a million times. So that's it for the candles. And now we move on to the non-home fragrance empties. Okay, we are back with the non-home fragrance items. So I guess this will be like beauty and everything like that. So I have a bunch of cotton balls that I went through here. This first one is one that I found hiding out. That's probably been in my closet for years, that I found hiding out in my like linen closet. So this is one from Equate. It's the 200 jumbo cotton balls, and finished that. And then we have 6 of these super jumbos from Kroger that we get we have Fry's here, but Kroger owns Fry's. So that's where I get these, and these are like the really fat ones. So I use like 1 or 2 to clean up my dishes. And because this was 2 months, we went through a lot of cotton balls. I don't know if you guys can see, but I have another bag down there. That's where I keep my cotton balls. It's like a little bin. I know it's blurry because of the setting I film on, but in case it's not blurry when I edit it, there's like a little container that I keep all my cotton balls in with like a little bag there. And that's what I go around the house and soak up all the warmers and stuff like that. Or if I have like a puny candle, I'll try to save it. Anyway, so yeah, I got through those. Next up, I finished up a Fenty Skin. So next up we have the Fenty Skin Butter Drop, and this is unscented, I believe. I don't remember there being a scent to this. This was just the regular body oil, body butter, really thick. A little bit went a long way. Use this for about 6 or 7 of shower, full body hydration after a shower. And I liked it. It's just super expensive, so I probably wouldn't repurchase it unless it was on sale. So I got through that. Next up, I finished up my eye drops. Is this stuff you guys want to see or no? I don't know. Let's see. This is Genteel brand Tears Gel Drops. I guess I want to talk about, because I'm the candle nurse, and yes, I'm home fragrance, but I'm also a nurse. And so when it comes to like self-care and like health and wellness, it's stuff I wanted to talk about on my channel too. So I suffer from like really bad allergies here in Arizona. I am allergic to a lot of things that pollinate down here in Arizona. And so there's a lot of people I know that suffer from the allergies down here. So I like to give them my little tips and tricks of how I survive the desert. And this is one of them. If you take allergy medicine because you suffer from allergies, and your eyes are always watering, it's because your eyes are extremely dry, because the antihistamine dries your eyes out. And so you want to make sure that along with your allergy medicine, you're also using like a gel based, and if you can find it, preservative free, but you can't really find those and they're a little bit expensive. But this lasted me for a good 4 months of eye drop. I do it drop in the morning on each eye and a drop in the evening. I do have like an I do have like the gel ointment for nighttime for my eyes. Sometimes they just get really, really bad. And so after I flush, always wait 5 minutes before adding anything else into if you're gonna do like a nasal rinse with saline, make sure you wait for 5 to 10 minutes before you put your antihistamine or Flonase up there. You always want to flush out your sinuses. Speaking of which, do I have that? I do. So this is one of the, I use a bunch of different types. I like to get the ones for babies and kids because they're a little bit more gentle, but I do use this to flush my sinuses. I don't use it every single day, but any morning I wake up with a little bit of congestion or I'll feel like my eyes are really dry, the first thing I do in the morning is I wash my face off with cold water, because even if I decide to shower at night or in the morning, if I shower in the morning, then that will wash everything off. And I don't normally do a saline rinse because I'm able to kind of free everything up in the shower with the heat to clear out any congestion or any allergens in my sinuses. But for the days that like you shower at nighttime, the next morning, sometimes I'll wake up feeling like a little bit of congestion and my eyes are like itching. I always wash my hands first. I always wash my hands first before I put anything on my face. And then I'll take the cold water and I'll put it just clear my face out. Even though I'm really tired, I'll do cold water all over my face, kind of in the nostrils, around the eyes to get any of the allergen that's bothering me off. And then I'll flush each, I do like a neti pop, but you just turn your head to the side and you add this. This has the aerosol in it. So I always make sure there's fluid in there. Don't want to put air up your sinuses, but as long as this is flushing and it goes up and over really quickly because it's got the aerosol. And I do this side and it just flushes me out real quick. Make sure you always blow your nose. That gets rid of, because the allergens are up here in your sinuses, and that's where it causes a lot of problems. I do that first, and then afterwards, I always do a drop in each eye of the Genteel Tears. Now, if I feel like I'm having a really bad allergic reaction, I'll use the Pat a Day allergy drops first, and I'll drop those, 1 drop each eye. Sorry guys, you're gonna end up hearing probably fireworks going off because it's New Year's Eve and this is what I'm doing for fun. But you'll put the Pat a Day, 1 drop each eye, and then I always wait 5 to 10 minutes, and then I do the gel tears, because it takes about 5 minutes for the eye drops to work, and you always want to give it a good 5-10 minutes before you put anything else in there to allow that medicine so you don't flush it out. Anyway, I digress. I suffer from allergies. It's almost been debilitating at some parts, so I have a really good regimen going on. So I like to try to share the products I use that I think tend to work, and if it doesn't work, I'll let you know. But this brand, Genteel Tears, the gel drops are amazing. The cysteine, I think it's cysteine. There's nothing we're gonna do about it. We're just gonna go. But the cysteine drops, or there's an ointment, and it looks like it's the Neosporin, but it's actually for your eyes. And it's for extreme dry eyes. And so for those times of the weather, when the weather goes from like different seasons, from usually it's winter to spring is really bad for me, and fall to winter is really bad for me. So there's like that stint where I'll go up and down with my allergies. And so I'll use that ointment at nighttime instead of these. And you literally just, you pull the bottom lid and put a strip of the ointment. And that's really thick and viscous, and you want to have like the ability to go like right to bed and keep your eyes closed. You don't want to sit and open them and blink and have it come out. You want it to really coat your eyes. And needless to say, I just went on a total 8-minute rant about allergies, but I used this one up the last 2 months. So it takes me a while to get through one because I don't have to do it every day. And again, if I'm feeling like allergies, when I wake up, sometimes I'll just jump in the shower, in a really hot shower, and just let the snot come out, and that will help. Sorry if that's TMI or gross for you guys, but if it helps, it helps. These are really great for your eyes. Again, if you take antihistamines like Zyrtec or Claritin or anything like that, and you have watery eyes, it's because your eyes are extremely dry. So you want to make sure you're using a lubricated drop. And a lot of the Visine and stuff is not good for your eyes. It doesn't help with the lubrication. You want to use something that's a little bit more thick. Next up is, if you've watched any of my empties, you probably know I go through one of these a month. This is a probiotic prebiotic from Culturelle. I'm actually trying Ollie's this month, and I like it because it's only 1 gummy versus 2, so you get less of the sugar. I do really well with gummies. If you've not been on my channel before, I have beta thalassemia minor, and I have an issue with absorption of a lot of vitamin supplements unless it's food-based, and for whatever reason, gummy vitamins work for me. I know there's sugar in them, whatever. I know that these work, and I know, like, I finished off a vitamin D3, and this works because my vitamin D has come up and has been stabilized from taking it. So I know it works. For whatever reason, my body can absorb it. So I finished off one of these. This one takes a while to get through. How many is in here? 150 gummies, and you do 2 a night. So this one takes me a good while to get through, but I did finish up one of these. I finished up a sample of this water-drenched hyaluronic eye gel from Peter Thomas Roth. Wow, okay, it's getting late. All right, I spent an hour on the candles, so we're gonna have to edit some of that out. I like this. It was a gel. It was very hydrating, and I'm currently finishing up the water drench moisturizer, and so it worked really well with that, and I liked it. It's a little bit pricey, so I don't know if I'll pick it back up, but I'm not too big on the eye products. That one worked well, but some of the eye gels and eye creams really, like, my eyes will just water with that. So that one was one that was good for my sensitive skin. It worked really well, and I really like the water drench moisturizer. It's super hydrating, and it's taken me a few months to get through it. That'll probably be my next empties. I really liked it. I would pick it up again if it was like on sale. I would do it. Next up was a sample from the BB Hairdressers, the Bumble and Bumble. This is called Hairdressers Invisible Oil. This is a heat UV protective primer. I got it as a 100-point perk. Loved it. I thought it was great. So spray on damp hair or dry hair, comb through, and style. I found that I have very dry and thin hair, and so it's important for me to use a UV protector or a heat protectant. So I do love I love this. And again, it's expensive, so I don't know if I'd pick it up. If it was on sale, probably. Next up, this is a couple years old, but I finally finished it. This is a Milky Leave-In Conditioner. Is it still good? It felt fine on my hair and it smelled really good. This is the Sol de Janeiro, the Boom Boom, number 62, Cheirosa 62 fragrance. And I don't know if it has the scent notes on here. It doesn't. But I really like this stuff, and my hair did feel really super moisturized. So it took a long time to get through because you didn't need very much. So instead of spraying it directly on my hair, I started just putting like 2 to 3 pumps in my hand and just using that and spreading it out because I have thin hair. If I would spray this on, it would leave my hair kind of crispy if it air dried. And it does say it's weightlessly hydrates, detangles, and protects from heat and UV. So this is a really good one to put on like right out of the shower. I always love to do like a leave-in. I would totally repurchase this again, probably on a Sephora sale where they have the 20% off. Next up from Scentsy, I finished a Washer Whiffs in Starburst Sky. I have one that I'm almost done with, so it'll be in my next empties, and then I have 3 more. This is a limited time offer for Scentsy in my very most favorite fragrance from Scentsy, Starburst Sky. Very luxurious, very feminine, high scale. People try to say Baccarat Rouge. It's not Baccarat Rouge. It's in the realm of like that type of perfume. But this one has a little bit more of a smokiness to it. Really reminds me of the Sol de Janeiro number 40. Yeah, I loved it. This was great. Some people say it smells like an ashtray. I don't get that. I love it. Next up, I finished a Fine Fragrance Mist from Bath & Body Works in Fall in Bloom. I'm really sad they didn't bring this one back. This is Juicy Plum Wild Blooms Velvet Moss. This is a wonderful dupe for Burberry Her, and Burberry Her is one of my most favorite fragrances. And Twist has come out with a dupe, and so I'm trying to get my hands on that because it's like $35 versus $160 for a 3.4 ounce. I have my little baby 1 ounce Burberry Her that I'm like babying through. So I finished this one and I have one more that I'm working through. Another good pairing is the Sol de Janeiro number 68, the Beige Fleur scent is a nice dupe for Burberry Her. But again, I think it's like $38 for their 8 ounce spray, so it's expensive, but you don't need as much with the Sol de Janeiro, and it basically performs like a perfume. But this one is incredible. If you guys know of any, like, you know how sometimes Bath & Body Works repackages fragrances? I know they came out with a luxury line. If you guys know of any that smell like a Burberry Her or the Sol de Janeiro Beige Fleur, will you let me know down in the comments if it's something I can get my hands on now? Because I love this fragrance. I love this fragrance, and it came back 2 years in a row, so I got like 4 sprays and 4 lotions, and I'm finishing up the very last. I used up the body washes already. I'm just finishing up now the last body cream. I had no body lotions. I wish I had a lotion. And I'm finishing up the last spray of Fall in Bloom. I really want to get my hands on more of this. This is probably my favorite Bath & Body Works fragrance. Next up, I have a Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Setting Spray. This stuff is heaven. Very durable plastic bottle. I got like a couple sets of these, like a year ago, and then one like 2 years ago. So I had 4 of these smaller bottles. So this is one of the 4. So I'm working on number 2 right now. I don't wear a lot of makeup all the time, especially when I work in surgery. And so I use this to set my makeup, and I love it. I feel like my makeup does stay set with it. It's one of those things that really does hold your makeup on. So love that. Next up, I have 100 Point Perk of Fenty Beauty Mascara. And I don't know if this is like a certain... Okay, it's called Hella Thick Volumizing Mascara. This was incredible. I would definitely purchase this in a larger size, and I will the next time I need it. I have like 2 Lancome, like I have a Lancome and an Ilia Volumizing Mascara that are brand new that I'll get through before I need to buy anything. But the next time I go, I'm buying the Fenty Beauty one. This one, Hella Thick Volumizing Mascara. I love her medium weight foundation and this mascara. It is high quality. This little tube lasted me for like 2 months. And honestly, there was still some left, but you could just tell that it was like drying out. It's still, oh, I don't know, that still has some give. That one's still kind of juicy. Yeah, I don't think I'll use it because I feel like it's past its date. And the only reason why is because for a long time it stayed put. It wasn't doing a smear or going off on the bottom of my eyelid down here. But now I felt like it was flaking off. So no, we're gonna toss that. But it did sound like it still had some life left in it, but no. I will buy the big size of that one day. Next up, I finished off another leave-in conditioner from Amika. This is Hydro Rush Intense Moisture Leave-In Conditioner. I would totally buy this again from Sephora on the 20% off sale. I loved it. Again, I got it around the same time I had the Sol de Janeiro, so I wanted to use these up. Oh, I love Amika's scent products. They're so good. I wanted to use this up along with this because they were a couple years old and I wanted to get through them. I love them and I would buy them again. I just have some other leave-in conditioners I'm getting through right now. I finished off a 4-ounce KP Bump Eraser Body Scrub with 10% AHA. This is my godsend for KP. I have keratosis pilaris on my upper arms. The only place that I got it, and it happened a year after my second child was born. We went to California to Disneyland. I was wearing tank tops, and one day, it was very gloomy, but I forgot to wear sunblock on my arms. Like, I had it on my face, but I forgot to put it on my arms because I never wore tank tops, and I got burned. But it was like a gloomy day, but I still got burned, and it just never healed right. And I had the KP after that. And skin cancer runs in my family, and the dermatologist said to go in UV light is like one of the ways to clear it up, and I just didn't think that was a good idea because skin cancer runs in my family. And so I found this at Sephora, and it's been a godsend ever since. It really keeps the bumps at bay, and I don't break out. I literally just use it for my upper arms, and I have one that I'm using up in the shower, then it's time to repurchase. It sucks because I just missed their 20% off sale, but I will be picking some up here soon in the next one that they do. All right, I finished up 2 Tree Hut scrubs because this is 2 months worth of empties. So I usually go through one a month because I only do it once a week, twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. It just depends because it feels so good. This is Blue Lagoon, and this is one that my son picked out. He has bumps too, like I do on the upper arm, so we use this in the shower for him and I share it. And so this one's a little bit more of a fresh aquatic, definitely gender neutral. Anyone could wear it. And he loves to take care of his skin now. I've been really trying to get him because he gets really dry skin, gets the bumps on his arms. So the Tree Hut scrubs really do help minimize that. And I love it all over my body for exfoliation. And then I finished up a pink hibiscus. So I don't go through them super, super fast. I say once a month. I like to do all over body scrub. So yeah, that's good. And the last non-home fragrance item I have is Raspberry Green Tea Cleansing Gel Foam Soap. It's not foam. Raspberry Green Tea Cleansing Gel Soap from Bath & Body Works. This is one from last year, I believe. Yeah, 2023. Raspberry green tea. Not my favorite. Many times I wanted to give up on this, but I pushed through and finished it up. Everybody else threw away their soaps, so we had 2 other soaps. I don't know if somebody's trying to print or my printer's possessed. Anyway, all these noises going on, I apologize. I get very distracted with ADHD. Anyway, that's it for non-home fragrance. I love the gel soaps. Everybody has sensitive skin in my household, and the foaming soaps used to work really well and moisturize. And something has happened with their formula where it dries my hands out too much, and then it causes like issues in between the fingers with my husband and my boys. So we have gone to the gel, and the gel is perfect for us. It doesn't cause any issues with their skin. It doesn't dry out. So does it suds as much? No, but you know, it works and I get the good smelly soap. And so yeah, that's it for that. And we'll be back with the wax. Okie dokie. So we are back with wax, and this will be the end of our 2024 2 months worth of empties. You guys, this is going to be an epic video. It's so long, but I waited for 2 months because we had a lot going on. But let's just end this and go over it because this was such a great melting 2 months. A lot of home fragrance. First off, let's start with Bath & Body Works. I did go through in the end of November and December 2 of the Perfect Christmas Wallflowers. I will say that this is a pretty strong wallflower that's been pretty consistent, and it is one that smells a lot like the candle, so I did like that. I'm trying to use up all my wallflowers. I do think I need to go buy a couple more wallflower plugs because I need to get through a whole Tupperware drawer full of wallflowers. It's insanity. I've given so many away and it's still full, so got to get through them. I guess I've downsized from like a wide Tupperware drawer to like a smaller one, but it's like filled to the brim. So many wallflowers that I don't want to go to waste. I give them away a lot in giveaways, but I also want to use them, so I've got to find some new plugs that work right. But yeah, I love that one, but I'll probably stick to melting, either like turning up My Perfect Christmas, or I'm sorry, The Perfect Christmas. I say My Perfect Christmas, that's my scent. But I'll probably take my scent or The Perfect Christmas candle and make it into wax melts and melt it that way instead of doing wallflower plugs, but trying to get through it. It worked great. Next off, I have a one-off little sample from Up the Creek scents in Berry Cream Brulee Zucchini. Up the Creek scents works really good in my home, in my open concept. This little square I used in my hallway and it smells really good, really strong. I didn't get a lot of the zucchini bread. It was very fruity, but great. I love Up the Creek scents and I don't think it's a vendor that a lot of people talk about. So I think it performed really well in I have like 2,800 square foot open concept, one level house with vaulted ceilings. Up the Creek scents is a powerhouse in my house. Next up, we'll just go from right to left. So we'll do the ones I did of mine. So I did a sample of My Perfect Christmas. This is fresh fir needles, dry woody background of cedar, sandalwood, vanilla bean noel, and vanilla balm. This is the one I made in July I think it was for my launch. And this one was great. It's one that I tried to dupe the Perfect Christmas. This one has about 5 different oils in it. And it's pretty close in my eyes. And it's one of my best sellers. So I do have some, it's considered one of my favorites that I'll be bringing back in clams. So it's one that I'll just continue to pour throughout the year and will be available to anybody. It is one that's always requested back for pre-orders. So My Perfect Christmas performed beautifully. It's one of my stronger blends. Next up, this is one that my son did in his room, and this is his blend. My son, William, my middle child. I Am the Shadows. This is Crystal, Saffron, Jasmine, Iced Vanilla Woods, Fire Roasted Marshmallows. So this is like a Baccarat Rouge type mixed with Iced Vanilla Woods and Fire Roasted Marshmallows. I Am the Shadows is like a Batman saying. I think I've said this in like every video, but when I talk about I Am the Shadows. But my son, William, has been obsessed with Batman since he was born. He still loves him to this day, and he's going to be 14. And that was a saying that Batman says, and one of, who knows if it's a show or a movie or something, but somebody talks about how Batman hides in the shadows, and his comeback is, I am the shadows. And so that's kind of been my son's motto for forever. So we named this fragrance after that, and it's kind of a sultry with the Baccarat Rouge, because that's more of a gender neutral fragrance. Some people will say it leans more feminine, but we added the Iced Vanilla Woods to give it a little hint of lavender and that cold air and a little bit of the masculinity behind it. And the Fire Roasted Marshmallows just balances it out really well. This was a banger in his bedroom. I would say it was like a 9 out of 10. He said it was really strong and it went for over 24 hours. So that's a good one. Next up was one that I poured, Pumpkin King. This was like little extras that we had. So my husband put it throughout the house. This one's just a really gorgeous pumpkin. It's very sweet, maple. You get a little bit of coconut. Yeah, that one was good. And this one was really beautiful. It went for 2 days. And I remember he put it all over the house. We had like a bag full of like shapes, and he just put it everywhere. Right before Thanksgiving is when we put it in. And next up is a souffle of a softer blend that I was testing for smoked vanilla whiskey. And this one was really good. The fragrance ratio on this was my normal, and I really loved it. The only issue I had with this is it threw so well for 2 days with the softer blend, because it's a wax ratio that I was able to find that was softer, that could hold a higher fragrance load. The problem is the wax ended up being really super soft, but even though I did this back in November, early November, the fragrance is still really strong in that wax. So let me know down below, if you guys are any of my customers, how much that would bother you having a wax that is this super soft. So technically it ends up, after I chopped it, I would use like a spoon to like put it into a warmer, but it did melt very fast and started throwing faster than my normal soy wax blend. I'm just looking for a formula, and I think I've perfected one for my pre-order that's opening up on January 2nd, which is this Thursday at 4 p.m. at mycandlenurse.com. I'll go ahead and list my website here and down in the description box if you guys are interested. I have changed my format for the Candle Nurse to having clams kind of available all year, and for me to put out new fragrances and clams in smaller limits for people to try out and tell me. And then what I do is every other month, starting in January will be our first pre-order of 2025. We're going to test out doing every other month, depending on our turnaround time. I think every other month was perfect to allow for my Facebook group to vote back some fragrances for me to bring back some popular ones. And then I have like family friends that don't have Facebook that kind of let me know what they wanted back. People that are local to me that were interested in kind of like, hey, can you bring this back so we can buy in bigger sizes? The pre-order allows for you to buy bigger quantities instead of just the clam size. For those who like a certain fragrance, they want it in bigger quantities. The pre-order is kind of the place to get it. I'm offering it in the soy wax blend in my shapes sizes, and also in a a 6-count shape bag and a 18-count shape bag. And then in my softer formula that I've tested, it's not this one. This one was just a little too soft. It even seemed a little bit softer if you know Second and Spruce's wax. It seemed even like the consistency was really melty compared to that. But I was able to get it out of the tin. But again, it held the fragrance load and it allowed it to melt in a lower wattage warmer, and it was throwing really well. But we adjusted a little bit more, and I think I might have found the right ratio. It's kind of hard. But yeah, we were testing this out, and yeah, I thought I would talk to you guys about it because why not? But I'm offering, this is the mini souffle size, and then I have a like 8-ounce, 9-ounce, well, it's about almost 9 ounces, but it's an 8-ounce souffle, and then we offer the 12-ounce loaves. And I'm going to be offering it in a softer formula starting in January. So you guys can chop it up a little bit easier and to your liking, and hopefully it'll melt a little bit easier. But there's people who love the shape, so we're not getting rid of that formula because it works really well in our clams and in our shapes, you know, to hold the mold without making schmutz and all that stuff. So anyway, I digress. But I really love the fragrance. It really was powerful. And again, it threw for 2 days. And it still has, this has been opened and messed with, and it's still strong in the bag. So I think it's a good formula. I just had to tweak the ratio a little bit, and hopefully you guys will like it. Next up, I did 2 souffles of Holiday by Swanky. This is Palos Santo Roasted Pinecone Smoked Vanilla Noel. So this was just kind of, it's a fragrance that I've smelled before. This one's a little bit more, her Palo Santo is a little bit more sultry, a little perfumey, not like my Palo Santo, which is a little bit more of like creamy, woodsy type fragrance. This one's more of a perfumey, smoky Palo. I'm not mad at it. It's very luxurious. And she mixed it with the roasted pine cones, smoked vanilla Noel. So my assumption was it was the smoked vanilla with a vanilla bean Noel, a Palo Santo, and a roasted pine cone. It was blended very beautifully, and her wax formula is amazing. It's a little schmutzy, but it's wax, you know. I don't really care about the schmutz. It's just, can I chop it and can I put it in my warmers? See this, I don't know what this blend is, and I don't try to pick it out either because that's not fair. This is another vendor, but like I'm able to still hold its form, but I can push it down. So it chopped very, very easily, and I was able to put it into the warmers without it sticking to my hands. Yeah, it smells really beautiful. Swanky's got a sophistication in their fragrances that is second to none. I do have some more that I'm looking forward to getting through, and I would definitely purchase again, and I would recommend that vendor. Next up, we have Lavender and Speckles. Lavender and Speckles is owned by Beth Wilson. She's one of my most favorite vendors. Lavender and Speckles wax itself is like some of my favorite wax. I own a lot of it. I think I have like 3 tubs full of Lavender and Speckles, and her wax works wonderful in my house. The ones that I got through were the Parasoy, I think, formula that she carries. She also has an olive oil soft wax formula that she pours souffles in. And she's also now offering clams. And her Parasoy, I think, and I do have some of the olive oil formula, and I have melted some in samples, and it's really good. Again, it's a softer formula, can work in lower wattage and throw well. It's just really soft to the touch, and it's more of a scoopable, and it's easy enough for me to use. I have a spatula and stuff that I can use to scoop out the wax, but her shapes make it really easy to just take one out and pop it in a warmer, and it works really great for my Juliet home warmers or my hot plate warmers that I have. And so I did get through a sample size. These are from her samplers. It's 3 bunch shapes, so you can do 3 different warm days like in one spot, or you can put it in 3 different warmers. And this is Bonfires by the Sea, salty ocean air blending with smoky earthy cedar and pine. This is gorgeous. I love the outdoorsiness. Yeah, this is so great. So her Salty Sea Air is just, it's mouth watering. I gravitate towards it. And it works really, really well mixed with the smoky, earthy cedar and pine, because what I get is almost like you're, it's like a north, you're in like Portland or the Pacific Northwest. I wouldn't call it Pacific Northwest winter, but what I'm saying is that it smells like you're literally in the Puget Sound, like up in Washington, because you have those really big trees. Oh man. And this is like her Salty Sea Air, so good, so good. So I really love Beth. I love what her and Matt stand for with Lavender and Speckles. I love the fragrances, the blends that she does. She's very unique, has her own take on things, and she is a Christian woman who does put scriptures on her labels, and it's wonderful. They're always uplifting, and I love her, and you guys should definitely purchase from her. She opens, I think, monthly, and she's going to be having a pre-order this week too, so you guys should check her out. I love her and love her blends. So Bonfires by the Sea is a favorite. I guess I should stop rambling. But next up from her, we have Lavender Buttercream Latte. This is sweet lavender, fresh lavender, vanilla buttercream, and a shot of espresso. This was so good. She's got one of the better espressos that's really strong, but very pleasing. It's not bitter. It's not aggressive. It's just perfect. Every time I warm, and I guess I'll talk about it because I had an espresso sample from her espresso sampler, and there's something about her espresso oil that's so good. And our family loves it. We're not big on coffee fragrance, but whatever Beth mixes with her coffee blends, they always tend to be really exciting in our home and always complemented very well with everyone in the household. It's very pleasing and almost delectable, like you could drink it. And I love lavender and coffee, so I thought that was done very well. Her espresso is incredible. Next up, I have espresso and Fireside marshmallows. This is Fireside marshmallows with a hint of espresso. So her espresso oil with marshmallow Fireside, again, was a big winner. My family loves her fragrances, so definitely big fan in our household. This is my husband's favorite by far, and I would buy this one in truckloads. This is a good one. This is Barbershop and Vanilla French Bourbon. This one was so good, and this was a 9 out of 10. He had this in his office, and one in the office and one in the bathroom next to his office, and I could smell it in my wax workshop and down by my kid's bedroom. It was wafting out, and it was such a wonderful, pleasing blend. It wasn't one that wafted out and we're like, whoa, turn it off. It was like, what is that? So this is basil leaf, bergamot, woodsy spices, which is her Barbershop, blended with smooth vanilla, sweet amber musk, and French bourbon. This, Beth, is an A++. Oh, it's an A++. There's another one that I smelled. Do you know what it reminds me of? I like Beth's better, but it reminds me of the Scentsy Vanilla Amber. But it was better. It was better. The Vanilla Amber was good for like a bedroom scent, but it just didn't have the strength and throw to perform like this did. This, I'm telling you guys, if you like Vanilla Amber from Scentsy, this is a better version and stronger version. So get it if she ever offers it, or request it back from Beth. I'm in her Facebook group. Go join it. Barbershop and Vanilla French Bourbon. Incredible. That's seriously a favorite. I love that one. And then we finished off a 6 count shaped bag of hers in beach marshmallow cookies. Marshmallows, vanilla, sea salt, driftwood, and a hint of s'mores. That's her version of Bath & Body Works Beach Nights that she makes. And then she did marshmallow clouds and sugar cookie royale. This is like a classic. So you get her beach marshmallow, the beach nights. It's like right on top, but you get the yummy marshmallow clouds, which has a little bit of a floral note to it, and the sugar cookie royale. Wow, the way she blends is incredible. I could just smell her stuff all day. I go through the bins just to smell her wax. There's never enough time in the day for me to get through some of these wax, because her wax throws for a long time in my house. So when I put it in, I enjoy it. I'm not one of those people that's like, well, 6 hours has been up. I can still smell, but it's time to change my wax. I'm just not like that. I'm like, oh, I put it in and I go, wow, this is a banger. We're keeping this in until we can't smell it anymore. Excuse the noises. All right, that was it for Lavender and Speckles. We love that. Okay, next up is Scentsy. I got through 3 scent circles of Starburst Sky. These are useless. Useless. These smell a little bit more. Now, when they say Starburst Sky, which is side note, my most favorite fragrance from Scentsy in the wax and in the laundry care and in the body wash. In the scent circle, I can get ashtray. So I get it. But scent circles are useless. They last for about 24 hours and then they're gone. And I don't know if it's where I live. I don't know why it does that, but I've used other scent circles and never saved them for my empties, but I thought to do it because I really wanted to talk about it. I'm not wasting my money on buying scent circles. I love Scentsy, but not the scent circles. It's a waste of money. And now I think you have to, are they bundled? I can't remember if you have to buy them in a pack. Something's changed in buying scent circles. And I know like people say, oh, get it so you can smell it as like a sample. No, they don't last at all. It's not worth my time. Okay. I usually don't give negative reviews, but I thought that those were like, I can't remember, are they $3 each? Some would say the Wallflowers from Bath & Body Works don't smell very well, but you can get those for like $3.50 and you can get like, I don't know, 2 weeks out of those. I got literally a day or 2 out of that and then you can't smell it anymore. So no. Next up I have pods in Bonfire Beach. And I got some of these when I became a consultant. I'm still a consultant, but I don't have a website anymore. I have a lot of Scentsy. I have these tubs. They're about the size of my basket here, okay? And I have 7 tubs plus a friend mail full of Scentsy. And I don't need to buy any more Scentsy. So I've let my website go. It's kept me from going on there, and I wasn't really like sharing it to sell to others. It was so that I could get like early access, but I have so much wax from them that I've got to cool it and use up what I've got. So I do have like 4 pod packs. This is Bonfire Beach. This is one I actually purchased. This was really good. I think I just got confused at how long these were supposed to last. So I thought these were like long lasters. And in one kit that I got it's like a tabletop pod diffuser, and you can use 1 or 2 of these. And I was like, heck, we're going to throw down 2 in this room. And it was good for about, I would say about 3 days, 72 hours to 4 days. And then I couldn't smell it anymore. So then I would kind of rotate them, shake them up a little bit. And when I open this, I can get a little bit of fragrance out of them. And then I heard some people say they put theirs like in their like sock drawers and stuff. So I tried that and it didn't really scent my clothes. So I don't think I'm a pod girl either. I think because I require kind of a heavier scent fragrance load, these are expensive. They're like $10 a pop. And I think I would need like the 1 Scentsy pod distributor that you have to use 4 in them to get like the fragrance load that I want. And I don't have enough like outlets. I mean, I love Bonfire Beach, and I have like 18 wax bars of this. That's not even exaggerating. That's like legit. I have that many wax bars of Bonfire Beach. So I'm going to have a Bonfire Beach day where I just throw it all over the house. And I don't think I'll rebuy the pods. My husband has the little mini one that he has in his truck, and he has the white amber antique, and that one throws like crazy. He's had to turn it off. So, I mean, maybe it's certain ones are stronger than others, but what do you guys, if you guys get Scentsy pods, let me know down below how long they're supposed to last for, because I got like 4 to 5 days of these. So I don't think I would repurchase pods, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the tabletop diffuser. I may give it away. I don't know. Let me know down below if you use the Scentsy pod. It's the one that's like a tabletop that you can put 2 in. I don't know. Next up, I have a bar of Starburst Sky. This is a bar that I got from a friend Mel, from my friends Erin and Jessica Johnson. They have a YouTube channel here, and they're Scentsy consultants. And I become really good friends with Jessica. She's a nurse, and she sent me a friend mail, and in it she put Starburst Sky. because I love it. And yeah, it's discoloring, but I want to tell you guys about discoloring. That means there's vanilla in it. So whenever you start to see this fragrance change, a lot of times the fragrance oil vanillin or vanilla is in the fragrance oil. That causes it to change color. So the same thing with the Bonfire Beach wax, you'll see that it starts to discolor. The fragrance in here was still really good. Performed like a champ here in my bedroom. I have a warmer in this bathroom, like a small Scentsy warmer. And then I have a hot plate, this 25 watt, and then a Julienne home warmer. Did I say Juliette home earlier? It's Julienne home warmer. And so when I do like Starburst Sky, this is one that I can put all 4 warmers, but I'll do 1 cube in all 4 warmers to kind of disperse the fragrance. So I got 2, and that goes for about 24 hours. So I got 2 days worth out of this Starburst Sky. Again, this is another one like Bonfire Beach. I have about like 14 or 15 bars of this one. So I'm pretty set. I hope they bring it back because this is one of my favorites. Yeah, that was good. So I would definitely pick that up again. I am rambling. Okay, next up is a Scentsy Bar Vitamin Unwind. I think this is one I got from her too. I do have a few backups of these because I got them in a flash sale, but I believe that Jessica gave me a Vitamin Unwind. I do. I believe she did. I wish I put the scent notes. I was trying to be more prepared. This is gorgeous, and I wish they'd bring it back. This is more of your feminine. It's like a feminine floral, but it's very non-offensive. It's not the type of floral that sits up here. It's a sweet white floral. That's like a jasmine or something's in here. And there's something very sweet and calming about this. So I think this was part of a certain collection. I'm a terrible Scentsy consultant. I have no clue about the history of Scentsy, but I believe it was part of a collection of the vitamin, like chill out, like version. I don't know, but this one was Vitamin Unwind. It was very beautiful, very feminine, worked beautiful in here and in the bathroom. It's just a great fragrance. My daughter has another one that she's warming in her room. It's great. Next up, I used up a whole bar of Cran Apple Crumble. Oh, I did like a whole medley here. Let's see. I blended this one. Okay. Okay, so one day, a long time ago, no, I'm just kidding. One day in the last 2 months, I used up 4 cubes of winter berry apple tea. This is winter tea, cranberry, apple, and honey. Now, I got this bought in March before the catalog went over. I received it 3/16. And the same with this one. And I don't know how old it is or why this is happening, but again, you see the discoloring of the clam, which does not bother me. That's fine. It's usually like vanilla that changes the color. The wax did turn brown, so I was like, oh, I better use that. Strong is all get out. Super strong, beautiful fragrance, super spicy. It says winter tea. The tea must have like clove and cinnamon and nutmeg in it, but super spicy. And I used 4 cubes in this room, and that was a nightmare. It was too strong. I'm talking about 11 out of 10. So I had to turn off 3 of the 4 warmers. And so I used 1 for like 18 hours, turned it off, did another one for another 18 hours, turned it off. You know what I'm saying? And just like did a roundabout and then cleaned those out and said, ooh, cannot put it in a bedroom. It's too strong. So I had 4 cubes left of this one. What I did is I took Around the Campfire, which I am obsessed with, and I put in a club, and I really want more bars of this. This is Fresh Fallen Wood and Smoky Embers. There's some vanilla in this one too, but it's very smoky. Oh, very authentic, very smoky, and there's something sweet in here that it just rounds it out and makes it like not offensive and not like burn the house down smoke. And I took this and I put 4 cubes of this on another day. Here, hear me out. So I took 1 cube to 1 cube of winter berry apple tea and Around the Campfire and put it in my open concept. Then I took the other 4 cubes of Around the Campfire and I put it in 4 cubes of Cran Apple Crumble. Incredible, you guys. It is such a good one. I'm such a fan. I have no more around the campfire. I wish I had more. So what I did instead is I took my Hollow Harvest today and I mixed, I only have 2 warmers going. This one here, my 25 watt Scentsy, and then my Element Scentsy warmer right through these curtains. That's my bathroom. And I did the 1-to-1 cranapple crumble with Hollow Harvest. And I'm kind of getting the same vibes, a little bit of pumpkin. Are we in December post-Christmas? Yes. But I just love the earthiness and the smokiness mixed with these are so good. So if you ever want to blend, try blending. Oh, okay, hold on, I lied. No, I didn't lie. No, that's true. So yeah, try blending your winterberry apple tea, your cran apple crumble with around the campfire. The other ones that you can mix with it too, that would be really good, but I did on its own, is cherry chestnut. This one is a favorite. I clubbed it. Black cherry, roasted chestnut, whipped vanilla. Oh, I love a good, sensual, deep cherry fragrance. This is the one that kind of reminds me of Teddy B's Realm's Delight. I really wish I could get my hands on more of that, but cherry chestnut is phenomenal. It's like a richer, deeper, sultry, sensual cherry fragrance. You get the chestnut and the whipped vanilla in there. Is just, it's really good. So cherry chestnut, I know I just took you guys on a wild ADHD like side street. Cherry chestnut is good on its own, but also would be good with around the campfire. Around the campfire on its own, but is a wonderful blender with the winterberry apple tea, cran apple crumble. I've mixed these all up somehow and did some on their own and did some mixed up together. They're incredible. You got to try it. Try it before the catalog changes, that's for sure. Or at least get like a bar and let it cure. Wonderful. Next up, I did 2 of the Bring Back My bars from this summer, which is sandalwood and cranberries. I love cranberry. This is exotic sandalwood with cranberries and spice. Now, when I smelled this in the summer, I think it's seasonal for me that I love cranberry. When I smelled this in the summer, I was like, no way, artificial, blah, blah, blah. My daughter took one of my 3 bars and she melted it in her room like over time, like 1 cube at a time, because this is a banger. Strong. And she melted it 1 cube at a time, and I was like, what is that heavenly scent? She started doing it like at the end of September. And so I pulled mine out, and over the last 2 months, I went through 2 bars, and really am kicking myself that I didn't club this bar because it is awesome. Exotic sandalwood cranberry spice. I know that they're coming out with the Bring Back My bar tomorrow. It's going to be available. I know I had early access. I didn't get it because I want to just club certain bars from there and do like a one and done club. But they have a bar coming out that's cranberries and spice. And this one has cranberries and spice and exotic sandalwood. So if it's like that deeper, richer cranberry, like plum cranberry, I'll be in heaven. And I can find my own like sandalwood, woody type smoky fragrance like Come On Sammy from TheCandleNurse and mix it with it. But yeah, this one was good. If you have it, let me know what you think. It's great. Okay, I did 2 bars of strawberry lemon cake. Not at one time, but it was done here in my bedroom because I love strawberry, and this is one that I was refusing to share with the rest of my family. This is fresh strawberry, lemon zest, vanilla buttercream. I think I have 1 or 2 more bars left. I love this fragrance. It's a medium throw, and I do 4 warmers full. I could do 2 warmers. Just do 1 cube each warmer, and I get like a good 8 hours out of it, and that's basically all I need because I'm not sitting in here the whole time in my bedroom. So like in the evening, I would get it going. Delectable, delicious. It's the juiciest strawberry. The lemon makes it very bright. The buttercream really rounds it out. It's a favorite of mine, and I would get it again. I think I have 2 more bars. I only had 1 bar of this, and I wish I had more, and they didn't bring it back this year. This is apple cherry strudel. This was really great too, and this is one that I mixed with a smoked vanilla from TheCandleNurse, smoked vanilla whiskey. I blended the apple cherry strudel. Again, there's just something with these like the cran apple and the winterberry and this apple cherry strudel that does really well with a deep smoky fire scent to me in my eyes, or like a smoked vanilla scent. So this is Granny Smith apples and baked strudel, and this was beautiful. Yeah, I love that. Bring this back. I don't know why they didn't, but I heard it's everybody's favorite. It was one that I loved. And then I did 1 bar of Christmas cookies. I think this is like pine sugar cookie and like an orange or mandarin note. I like this a lot. It was very light, so I did it in my room for 2 different burns. So it took 4 cubes to get it to scent like to a medium. So it's kind of light, but I did club it because this is a really good Christmas cookie. It was exactly what it said. And I've let it set. So if you guys get this, let it sit for a few months and then do it. The pine is not super strong in this, and you could do this as like a wonderful gourmand cookie scent all year round. It's a pretty authentic sugar cookie, I would think. And then to finish up Scentsy, I have 3 of the samples. What are these called? Like the testers. So I did Jammy Time. I think I did this in my laundry room. When I first became a consultant, I got like a ton of these little testers. And then I held on to for a long time. And then I just used a little spatula thing and like popped these bad boys out. Jammy Time's good. It's just like a fresh clothes linen scent that's got a little bit of a nighttime, like almost lavender chamomile type fragrance to it. Is that the notes? No, but that's what I get when I am sniffing it. I did Just Breathe in the bathroom because my kids were sick. And I wish it was a little bit more like eucalyptus spearmint. This one's a little bit more like there's like a citrus note in here. Like there's a eucalyptus and citrus. I got lime out of it. I don't know why, but yeah, it was good. I wouldn't buy the bar though. I would get like Vicks Vapor Rub or like the little humidifier diffuser where they could clear up their nose. And then the last tester I did was Sandalwood Tangerine, and I'm wondering if I slept on this one, because this is a very beautiful, oh my gosh, it's not masculine, it's definitely gender neutral, but this is more of like your resort style, very sophisticated type fragrance, like a very elevated sandalwood forward. I really like the sandalwood, and what I love is the tangerine is not this artificial orange scent. It gives it a little bit of a sweetness and does something different. It seems like it's a very simple, it's not very complex, but it's more a little bit masculine leaning. But this is one that I did in my hallway, and it smelled really, really good. So I imagine smelling this in like a higher end store or like a nice resort, in like a cigar bar. Yeah, that smells really good. Okay, that's it for Scentsy. We're almost done, guys. I did a few Super Tarts. I love Super Tarts, one of my favorites, and whatever her wax blend is, I think it's a paraffin or mostly paraffin, but it throws so well in all my warmers. So I am a freak about Jaws, and I love to eat all things Jaws. So I finished up a brick in Coastal, and this is Strawberry, Pink Sugar, Sea Salt, Ozone, Seagrass, Plum, and Pear. So the Sea Salt, Ozone, Seagrass, Plum, and Pear is her Jaws blend, which I did finish up a Jaws as well in my house. First of all, it only took 3 cubes to scent the whole open concept. So, this is a winner chicken dinner for. This is incredible. Whatever she did to come up with this blend of Jaws, Sea Salt, Fresh Air, Seagrass, Sliced Plum, and Sweet Pear. It's so good. And it's like a signature blend that she uses to blend with a bunch of different things. And it mixes so well with a lot of different things. It's your salty sea air. You get a little bit of the fruit. I almost want to eat it. It's like one of those scents that you want to lick the air. I love it. If you love a fresh, aquatic, but not like floral or woodsy scent, this Jaws is your scent. So Coastal is strawberry and pink sugar mixed with the Jaws blend. So on top of that deliciousness, you have my favorite strawberry and pink sugar. Oh, you guys, I have a big BAM bag and another brick that I added to it. So I went through a brick, and then I have another BAM bag with a brick. added to it of all of these scents. So Coastal. And the last one I did from Super Tarts is Beach Vacation, which is another Jaws blend that came out this year. And it's her Jaws blend with coconut. And so it's sea salt, ozone, seagrass, plum pear, and coconut. The coconut, she's a really creamy coconut. It's authentic coconut. It's not like pina colada coconut. It literally is just coconut with Jaws. Wonderful. I have one here from Rose Girls that we did on Christmas Day. And this is Pink Peppermint Buttermint Noel. This is Pink Sugar, Peppermint, Buttermint, Vanilla Bean Noel. This was a rock star. I've got like 1.5 or 2 bins full or tubs of Rose Girls that I need to get through. And let me explain something about Rose Girls. It's easily accessible. Jenny Oaks' blends are really good. The only thing I'll have to say is Rose Girls is a powerhouse in my house for 4 hours and then it's gone. So each bag is $9 and I would say, I think it's 6 ounces of wax. So it's like a half a loaf. And so I can stretch one bag in my whole house. So we're talking about all my warmers that I have, except for my kids' rooms. I can stretch a bag. I can get 1 big piece or 2 smaller pieces and make it work. But it's got to be one of those days where I'm home and I'm ready to change out my wax, because after 4 hours, you go nose blind or it's just gone. The only one that I know of that I had last me for a whole day, and it wasn't 24 hours, but it was like my normal 8 to 10 hours that if I was home, was the Carbs with Ghoul Friends. And so I love that one. That's like a delicious gourmand for fall that she does. But yeah, this is super, super strong, but it died after 4 hours. So that's something I've known about Rose Girls. Not talking bad about it at all. It's a softer wax. It's okay because I do melt it on days that it's like the evenings. If we've worked a long day and I've got a good 4 to 6 hours that I can put my warmers on for, or if she's got a really beautiful nighttime blend, it's one to put on before bed so that you can get a good scent when you go to sleep and have something kind of light in the background in the morning. I do love this vendor. But again, in my home, my warmers might be too hot. So again, maybe try it with a lower wattage hot plate or like a lower wattage Scentsy warmer. Probably like would make this go longer, and maybe my warmers are too hot and burn off the oil too fast. I don't know, but I'll always purchase from Rose Girls. I just have a lot of it. Got to get through it. Another one-off that I did, I've been like hoarding my Second and Spruce. I love Erica and Slade Kane own Second and Spruce, and it is probably almost everyone's favorite vendor. Phenomenal wax blends, very sophisticated, very elevated luxury type fragrance. A lot of blending going on there that you can tell, a lot of artistry going on in the wax, and the scent throw is incredible for a long time. So where I made the mistake is this was a mini loaf, and I took this and I think I was able to cut it into 12 pieces, and I put it throughout my whole open concept. It was too much. So I had to turn them off. Like, I probably, instead of having 12 warmers going, I had probably 8 warmers going. And it lasted for like over 24 hours. I left my warmers on all night, the non-light bulb ones, and it was still going in the morning. Gorgeous. I have one more mini loaf of this one, but I have like, I think like one more of these and then 9 other like different fragrances from her in these tins. And I'm holding off from buying because I have so much other wax and candles to get through, but definitely a top vendor, and you should check her out. I believe that she'll be coming back with a pre-order in February or March, but join her group. She's super involved with her Facebook group, and yeah, this worked out really good, you guys. Loved it. Top quality. Next up, I finished off some Britas. I got one of the Betrayal. I found this in my stash and I was like, what was I thinking? Because I used the Betrayal in 2 other souffles in October. Amazing. By the Campfire, Fire Roasted Marshmallows, and Marshmallow Balm. This is one that reminds me of like Harold Fine Hair from Teddy Bees, excuse me. And this is strong. Brita's works like so strong in my house. A wonderful soft wax that throws for a long time. I would say that her wax usually lasts me like 6 to 8 hours, sometimes 10 hours. This was a banger. This one went like 10, 12 hours. So the Betrayal, definitely would buy that again. Christmas cookies. This one my kids hoarded in their bedrooms and in their bathroom and their side of the house. Icy peppermint and sugar cookies. Perfect for them. Very strong. I could smell that at my wax station. And then the one I did in my bedroom was Hannah Crana, and I love this one. This is Palo Santo Pink Sugar Roasted Pine Cones. They're equal measurements of each one of those in Hannah Crana. And her Palo is so beautiful. Definitely strong. Britta's performs beautifully in my house, is a vendor that you should all go check out. Lastly, we have some Teddy Bees. I had 2 samples I got in the last pre-order. Witches Be Crazy Strawberry Pretzels was stolen by my children. And now that I'm smelling the bottom of this, when they were melting it, I could get a little bit of pecan waffle with some strawberry frosting. And the pretzel was there for a little while, but the pretzel died off pretty quickly. It was strong though. I could smell it out in my wax room. So it was poured recently and it performed really well. My kids loved it. They said it was just like salty, sweet, sugary goodness. And they want me to get it again. It's not my favorite, so I don't think I would purchase it unless they were like, maybe I'll do that one time in 2025, do a Teddy Bees order and let my kids pick out some fragrances for their room. And the other one I tested it in my laundry room, not because it needed to be, but I kind of wish I would have put it in my bathroom here, but I was working out there and wanted to smell it. This is a sample of Lavender Trees and Cream. And this one, I didn't get the tree at all, but I did get like a lavender vanilla. And it was really strong. I would give it like a 7 out of 10 in a hot plate warmer. And it went for that, it did that for about 10 hours, then died down and went to like a 5 out of 10. To where like I couldn't smell outside of the laundry room, but I could smell it when I went into the laundry room. And so at about the 18-hour mark, took it out. Was good. I love lavender fragrances. I love salty lavender. So I would purchase that again. I think it would be an all year round scent for me because I couldn't really smell tree in it. So I wonder if I would have left it over time, if it would have developed in there, but it was a nice creamy vanilla lavender that had a little bit of saltiness to it that I thought was wonderful. Next up, I did a souffle in Cozy Cookie Cake in Balsam. This is Vanilla Balsam Fraser Firs blended with our Cozy Cookie Cake, which is warm iced white cake, beach treats, marshmallow fireside, and signature sugar cookies. This was good. This was a great start off to December. Teddy Bees is a wonderful background scent for me. It's not like 9 out of 10, but that's not what I want from my fragrance. I want a good 6, 7 out of 10 for my open concept, and that's what this gave me. So I did Cozy Cookie Cake and Balsam and every other warmer with rustic cashmere and cookies, which is roasted pine cones, signature sugar cookies, and cashmere cream. So every other warmer I did these. So I did these 2 souffles in one day. Would buy both of those again. Next up, I did Milk of the Poppy, and I did it here in my bedroom thinking that it was super light on cold, and this thing performed for hours and hours and hours and hours. You just got a wonderful vanilla Palo Santo. It literally is just Palo Santo, which is very dominant in this fragrance, with some vanilla. So it reminds me of the candle from Bath & Body Works. That's the Palo I get from her, from Teddy Bees, is the Bath & Body Works Palo Santo in the vanilla. So it smells like that candle. And if you guys know, is it a dupe of the Palo Santo vanilla from Bath & Body Works? That's exactly what it smells like. And a lot of people are saying it's light, but this was perfect. It reminds me just like that candle. So I would definitely pick up Milk of the Poppy again. But until then, I got to melt my Palo Santo vanilla candles for Bath & Body Works. And lastly, but not least, I did Christmas cookies. This is an assortment of baked cookies, powdered sugar, buttercream, pine, and warm spices. This is the Christmas cookies that I liked over Britta's. This one's got some spice going on. So I don't know if it's like a gingerbread spice or like a cinnamon. Oh, it was so good. I definitely got the gourmandy goodness of the tree. So you got the cookie. It was like a really strong cookie. You got a little bit of the pine in the background. It wasn't offensive whatsoever. It just gives you a hint of that tree. And then you get warm spices in there. And to me, it was like a gingerbread spice or like a cinnamon and clove. But very light, very beautiful. This one I have a tub of still, so I'm excited to have that for next year after I let it cure. And that's it, you guys. That's it for our empties. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end of this empties, it's epic. Leave me, what should we leave me? Leave me a firework or like the explosion emoji, because it's the New Year's. If you make it, or a firework, anything that has to do with like fireworks or like whatever, leave that emoji down there if you made it, because that means you made it to the end of my video. And I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have an amazing new year. Be safe, you guys. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share, if you will, with anyone that you think would take interest in home fragrance opinions and reviews, or if whatever. Also, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified anytime I post a video. Please be safe, you guys. Have a wonderful New Year's. Take it easy. Rest up. It's the middle of the week. It's kind of a weird break, but you know what? I always say having a Wednesday off is wonderful, because you work 2 days, have a day off, work 2 days, have 2 days off. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.